chicken tikka masala. We're doing a bit of a Blue Peter moment part of this, because the first part, which is to make the chicken tikka part, should be done in advance, so just to let it marinate. So in the book, suggested prepare it either early in the day so you can come back to it sort of after, when you come home from work, or the day before, just to help. So I have a pre-prepared load of chicken in the fridge right now, but I'm going to do it from scratch because, to be fair, we'll probably eat this for lunch and for various other meals during the week, so I don't mind doing a double batch because we'll have it. So the tikka part, don't be surprised that this is quite heavy on garlic and ginger, so it's not one to have if garlic and ginger are not your favourites, because they're heavily laced with those. So you're going to need something like a pestle of water so you can create a paste. I've already taken the skins off the garlics because there's a whole bunch of them there to be used in the sauce. So, I've got about 600 grams of diced chicken here. I actually managed to pick up a huge tray in the reduced section. I can't remember where it was. I think it might have been Aldi late last week. So I just froze it down. So garlic and ginger in here. Add a little bit of salt. And then we're going to give it a little bit of a batter. That's about good enough. It's mushed. Right, so there you go. There's my garlic and ginger paste. To that, we're going to add the spices. So we've got, and again, this is quite a powerful dish. So 1.5 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili. Obviously, if you're not a fan of the spice, just cut that down. Teaspoon of coriander powder, and teaspoon of garam masala, a little bit more salt, just a little bit, another 1/2 teaspoon, and then some yogurt. Now, the yogurt that I've got today is homemade. I didn't strain this one, so I've made a big vat of yogurt in the Ninja Foodie, and I normally strain it. I can't really tip it up too much more, but I normally strain it to make it into the thick Greek style yogurt. But there was so much of it, because I did a 6-pint milk container. There was so much of it that I couldn't strain all of it because my cloth's not that big. So I left some of it completely natural, which is perfect for this style of dish. So it's a couple of spoons of yogurt. It's about 30 grams. There we go. And then a little bit of olive oil. 15 grams. There we go. Right, and that's it for the paste. I'm going to show you what it looks like in a second. Give it a good stir. You might as well just use the pestle and mortar to do this. There's no point tipping it all into a different dish to just wash them both out. Right, so there you go. You can now see, hopefully, so we'll bring some of it out. You can now see it's a nice deep red paste. So, add the paste to the chicken. You'll be surprised as to how much this paste will coat. This is, I mean, it's actually over 600 grams. It's about 650 grams. So this is really a dinner for sort of 4 or 4 big meals. So make a batch, freeze it down. Once you've cooked it all, then freeze it down. Right, so the only thing I'm going to add to this now is a handful of coriander, just roughly chopped. Give it a good old mix, and then you really want to leave it alone for several hours. You say if you can, do it the day before, stick it in the fridge, in a sealed container, because it will emit quite a strong smell with all that garlic and ginger in. But there you go, there is your chicken tikka. So this is the, that's going to get cooked separately, so I'm going to show you that now. So there's the, so I just want actually, just so you do believe me, there's the one I've just made.
Yeah, no camera trick.
No, it's in a different bowl, so it's fine.
Okay.
I thought I'd done them both from the same bowl. Here's the one I made earlier. One was done this morning. It's just been sitting in the fridge. Yes, it would benefit from a few more hours, but I wasn't really up to cooking anything or preparing anything yesterday. Right, so while I'm preparing the sauce, this can go into a very hot grill or very hot oven. I'm going to use the Ninja grill. So I'm going to stick it on grill, and I'm going to get it to full heat first. So when it goes in, for those that haven't got a Ninja grill machine, it's got this grill plate. This grill will be 200 degrees by the time I put the food in, so it will take about sort of 5 or 6 minutes to actually get to full power. Then the chicken will go in, it'll sear it straight away, and it'll be cooked in less than 5 minutes. So the next bit is the masala, it's the sauce. So usual suspects, a little bit of shallots, a few tomatoes, garlic and ginger, similar sort of spices. So let's get the shallots prepped. It says about 25 grams of butter. That will do. It's about 25 grams. Right, so about 150 grams of shallots and a nice piece of cinnamon. So there you go, got a fairly decent sort of chunk of cinnamon. So that's going to come out, okay, but that's going in at the starting process to get the flavour, but that will come out at the end. We're not leaving it in the dish. Right, come on you, let's get warm. Right, butter's just about to bubble. Right, we're just going to let that carry on in there for a few minutes. I might as well get the rest of the sauce ready. Right, so I need, next step is the chilies and the tomatoes. So again, be aware, you know, we are not only got the Kashmiri chili in with the chicken, which is going to be hot, but we're also adding in some fresh chilies. So adjust it to your taste. Right, so this one also contains some tomatoes. So we've got 150 grams of, actually it's a mix of what was left of the plum tomatoes and some cherry tomatoes.
What's the difference? Just size?
Just the
Shape. Oh yeah.
The shape of them. Now this dish, this is a portion of 4, isn't it? So everything that I'm doing here today, this dish still works out at 8.5 grams of carbs per portion.
And that's assuming you use all of the, you know, it counts for everything.
Yeah, it counts for everything, and obviously a lot of that stuff disappears.
Yeah.
But you can't really sort of try and factor that in. So
you can smell like cinnamon now.
yeah. So it's great that the cinnamon with the onions in the butter. So they just start to go a little bit brown, the thinner pieces. So let's get the tomatoes and the chilies in. Medium heat. Right, so I'm just going to turn this down for a second. So I know you can't see this too well, but you will hear this as I'm putting it in. Wow. That's it. Absolutely searing hot grill plate. It'll get back to temperature in the next couple of minutes. Literally that chicken will be done. Well, it's got a 10-minute timer on it, it won't take that long. Right, okay, so tomatoes, chilies, onions, cinnamon, all in there. We can smell it. Right, so part of the sauce is all of that garlic. It's a small bulb of garlic. We often get messages sort of saying, is it right we're using that much garlic? Well, yes, but again, if you're not a massive garlic fan, then just trim it back. Same for the ginger. This is flavour on flavour, as Mr. Vara says. So, same deal, let's get that into a paste with a bit of salt, that helps break it down. You want to get some of the moisture out of the tomatoes, so just give them a little push as they heat through and the skin starts to soften. There we go. Again, so there's a lot here, obviously, a lot of garlic and ginger. Yes, you can use the jar paste if you want, but obviously just be careful, some of them may contain sugars or additives. So if you have got pestle and mortar, just Do it yourself. Right, these tomatoes are starting to fall. Give them another minute and then I can add the next. Okay, so we've also got other spices going in here. So we've got some turmeric, we've got some garam masala, we've got more Kashmiri chili, and we've also got a can of coconut milk. So the full fat version, this is the Aldi stuff, which is 70 something percent, 76% at the moment, so it's quite decent. Because it's quite warm, I think it'll be fully liquid. No, not quite. Right, so the Ninja Grill's telling me to turn the food over. I'm just going to ignore it. Don't need to, just going to leave it as it is. Okay, so the tomatoes have started to turn to mush. This is what creates the sort of like the texture in the sauce. Some of the cherry tomatoes weren't quite ripe, so they're taking a little bit longer. If you've got some, definitely if you've got some tomatoes that are slightly going over, they're perfect for this. Garlic and ginger paste. Turmeric. So this is actually going to make a paste now. It's going to actually sort of thicken the whole thing up before we add the coconut milk in. It's just gone quite thick paste. There you go. Next two, garam masala and the Kashmiri chili, another teaspoon of garam masala. We're fans, teaspoon and a half, and the Kashmiri. Don't need to overdo it. Plenty of spice in there at the moment. Again, give it a good old mix. Again, colour's just changed. It's now gone an orangey red now because of that Kashmiri. Right, there we go. So the last bit is the coconut milk. I'm going to increase the heat a little bit. Added the coconut milk in, just combined it all over medium heat, just to get the sauce just mixed in, fully combined, get all the spices in. And you can see it's turned a beautiful, it's almost like a golden colour.
Yeah, it's gold.
It's a gold sauce. Right. And as you heard behind me, the chicken is now fully cooked. Alright, so there you go. So that was in the grill for 10 minutes. I'm going to carry on cooking it in here. So even if it is just a touch under its 73 degrees, I'm not going to worry about it. In fact, it's not. It's well over. It's 76 already. And that's one of the biggest pieces. Yeah, so this is fully cooked now. So you can see that a lot of the sauce that we made earlier, it's just been cooked away. So, into the sauce it goes. The little bits are the strongest though.
See, I would just eat that on its own.
You can have this as a dry curry anyway. You don't need to do the sauce. If you just want the chicken tikka, then there you go. That's there. If you want the chicken tikka masala, there you go. So the chicken tastes amazing already. Bearing in mind this plate's still 200 degrees, so. Right. So I'm going to let that sit and cook very slowly, very low heat, for another 10-15 minutes. I'm going to move it to the back because I'm going to do, really quick, some coconut roti. The final thing to finish off the chicken tikka masala is a little bit of fenugreek and a little bit of fresh coriander. Oh, and actually double cream if you want. If you want to make it extra rich. I'll leave it out because Ella's not a massive fan of things that are too rich. me and Louis can always add it back in. Okay, again, roughly chopped coriander, teaspoon of fenugreek. Now the weird thing is, this is that finishing touch. It's the thing that makes you go, oh, yes, that's what makes it taste so much better than a normal shop bought sort of, you know. It makes it taste more authentic, just that one herb. Right now, straight away, the smell is coming off there.
The smell
is coming off. It is such an underused. I've got ground.
Look at that. Looks just like the book.
It looks just like the book.
Well done. It's almost as if you wrote it.
Yeah.
It smells
It's
great.
not just spice. It's not just heat. I mean, the cinnamon sitting on top, the fenugreek in there. You can taste the ginger and the garlic, but they're not overpowering. You can taste the chili, but it's not overpowering. It's a great combination. It's fantastic. Dinner, bit of salad, coconut roti, chicken tikka. Pretty much done.